It's time now to take a look through the French newspapers, and I'm joined by Elena Casas. Hello, Elena. Now, most of the papers, I imagine, then talking about this tweet by the First Lady.
Yes, the first gaffe of France, or the first major gaffe of François Hollande's presidency, the first PR disaster. It was that tweet sent by Valérie Trierweiler yesterday in which she said, "Good luck to Olivier Forlani, who's spent years showing his commitment to the people of La Rochelle." Forlani, of course, is the dissident socialist who's running in La Rochelle against former presidential candidate and the ex and mother of the 4 children of François Hollande, Ségolène Royal. Now, she, of course, is being supported by the Socialist Party. He's had a lot of pressure put on him to pull out of that race, but he's refused. Now, this support by Valérie Trierweiler is really just everything that the worst thing she could possibly have done.
It's double trouble, supporting a dissident and at the same time taking a dig at an ex.
It just looks catty and undignified. That's what Libération says in its editorial. They say this reminds them of everything they most hated about the Sarkozy presidency. The president and his family putting his private life in the public sphere, mixing up of public and private like this. There's already been a lot of questions about Valérie Trierweiler and what her role as First Lady would really be like. Of course, she's a journalist, and she said she wants to continue being a journalist. She's writing a culture column for Paris Match. But Libération said that already looked like a bit of a dangerous move to have a First Lady wanting to continue working as a journalist. Now, if someone who understands the media, who should understand the media at least as well as she does, can carry out this kind of PR disaster, then you know, she should be stopped from working in the media at all, they say, and just stop this kind of thing going on. It's just doesn't make her or the presidency look good at all. Of course, it's a good opportunity for Le Figaro, the right-wing paper, to jump on. They've got Royal's candidacy, a private and political affair, with the 2 women on that front page. And over at Le Parisien, they've gone for the most tabloidy approach. They've got the secret history of a rivalry. Again, with the 2 women there, they've talked, as you normally find in stories about celebrities and reality TV stars, to anonymous friends of both women who say that they've hated one another since François Hollande, of course, left Royal for Valérie Trierweiler 5 years ago when Ségolène Royal was running for the presidency. Apparently, they've not missed any opportunity to attack one another, at least in private, although it's fairly clear that it's only Valérie Trierweiler who's done any attacking in public. Ségolène Royal, they do say, by comparison, looks very dignified, compared at least to her ex's new girlfriend.
We'll have to see what impact it has on the actual election on Sunday, of course. Now, this, as big a story as it is, it hasn't quite managed to drown out this week's big political concern. How many parliamentary seats the National Front, the far-right party, of course, led by Marine Le Pen, could win on Sunday?
Yes, much as Ségolène Royal's race has stolen a lot of media attention recently, this really is the big question. That's what L'Humanité, the communist paper, have put on their front page today. The UMP swims in brown waters, by which they mean gets dangerously closer and closer to the Front National. Former Minister Nadine Morano's on the front page of extreme right magazine Minute this week, saying that, as far as I know, the Front National isn't banned by the Republic. She's one of the former ministers of Sarkozy that's been accused of getting the closest, if you like, to the Front National in recent pronouncements. Jean-François Copé, who looks like he might be the next leader of the UMP, said yesterday that for him there's no distinction between UMP MPs calling on their supporters to vote for the Front National and those on the left backing the extreme left, the Front de Gauche, which seems, at least for left-wingers like L'Humanité, is a horrendous sort of amalgamation to be making of the communists and what was once a completely anti-republican, a completely taboo political party. Le Parisien is looking at this today. They say this really began with Sarkozy back in 2007 when he seemed to see that Front National voters would be key to getting him elected. And then when he was elected, he created a Ministry for National Identity and then was criticised, of course, a lot for successive measures that seemed to target immigrants or foreigners, at least living in France. Now, they say, though, some in his party have gone further than he perhaps would ever have imagined. That issue has also gotten to the front page of satirical weekly The Canard Enchaîné, which says that they're horrified, really. They take a lot of pot shots at people like Nadine Morano, who are calling on backing for, well, not calling for backing for Front National, but saying that they have sympathy with Front National members. They say it's a dreadful.
Okay, thanks very much for that, Elena.